Mark had always been good at keeping secrets. To the outside world, he was a successful businessman, a loving husband to his wife Emma, and a devoted father to their 2 children. But there was another side of him, a side that only his mistress Clara knew. For the past 3 years, Mark had lived a double life, splitting his time between his family and the woman he couldn't seem to let go of. He had been careful, extremely careful. Every meeting was planned meticulously. He made sure to cover his tracks, always deleting messages, paying with cash, and using fake names in hotels. But no one is perfect, and one mistake was all it took. That morning, Mark hadn't noticed the small, sparkling earring that had fallen off Clara as she hastily dressed in the passenger seat of his car. It wasn't until he saw Emma's expression that evening that he realised his error. She held the earring in her hand, her eyes narrowing as she turned it over and over. "Whose is this, Mark?" she asked, her voice deceptively calm. His heart raced, panic setting in. "It must be one of our daughter's friends," he lied smoothly. "She was in the car with me the other day." Emma didn't press the issue that night, but she wasn't convinced. Something had shifted between them, and Mark felt it. The next few weeks were tense, but he thought he had dodged the bullet. He was wrong. What Mark didn't know was that Emma had hired a private investigator to follow him. It didn't take long for the detective to gather the evidence Emma needed. Photos, receipts, emails, she had it all. And she was planning her revenge. On the day of their 10th wedding anniversary, Emma organised a large family gathering. Friends, family and business partners filled their home, celebrating what appeared to be a picture-perfect marriage. But Emma had other plans. In the middle of Mark's speech, she stood up, pulling out a folder from her bag. "I think it's time everyone knows the real Mark," she said, her voice cold and steady. One by one, she revealed the evidence, each piece more damning than the last. The room fell silent, eyes wide with shock as the perfect image of their family shattered in an instant. Mark stood frozen, his life collapsing around him. Emma left him that night, taking the kids with her. Within weeks, his business partners abandoned him, and the story of his infidelity spread, destroying his reputation. Clara, realising there was no future for them, disappeared as well. In the end, Mark was left alone, the consequences of his lies finally catching up to him.